I also wanted to play roulette. I thought that would be a lot of fun. I kept calling it Russian roulette. Totally different game. But
Dude, that's not the game. That's the wrong one in Vegas.
You're in the wrong side of Vegas for that one.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Heroes Peak podcast. I am your host, Chris, as always, and we're here to talk about entertainment, culture, and whatever the hell we feel like, to be honest. And today, I got a wonderful little cast with me, as always, and we're going to start with up in the frozen northern tundra. It's Mike, where you belong, right? Up in the frozen tundra, Mike.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, listen, not to be racist or anything, but I really like peanut butter.
What? I have no clue where you're going with this.
This is the dad joke gone wrong, I feel like.
All right.
I'm hoping
his
being racist,
video
that's all.
Okay, that's good to hear. It's good to hear.
There you go.
Is that some Brandon comment or something? I don't know.
No.
All right, and next we have this week's my competitor this week in our little fantasy basketball league, Mr. Feisty McBuckets himself. Keith, how you doing?
What's good folks? What's good? Nerds, what's up?
That's right. I'm going to have to beat him without 4 of my top 5 players, thanks to COVID protocols and feet injuries.
It's going in and...
Thank you very much. Basketball injuries.
There's
Wonderful.
a disturbance in the force.
And last but not least, it's Miss Vegas herself, Brookesie. How you doing, Brookesie?
I'm great. I will say I missed you guys. It's been like 3 weeks, right? 3 weeks, I think, since I've seen y'all.
Yeah, we haven't had the 5 of us on in a couple of weeks.
In a while.
We
got to start making these mandatory, maybe.
Mike tries. He keeps sending me these pink slips, and I keep throwing them away. I don't know what's up with that.
Right?
Well, listen.
He tries bad dad jokes. He tries having us not eat. He tries a lot of things.
Next week is our year-end special, so everybody better be on.
Oh, yes, that's right. We're going to do top 5s, people. And I even made a list this year of all of the movies and what grades we made that we reviewed. And if you didn't, since none of you probably follow my Twitter, I actually made an entire list of every television show I watched that I could discover that I discovered. I could discover that I watched this year, and it's a lot. I'm like, I don't have a life. Holy shit.
I was about to say it in a nicer way than that.
No, go ahead. You can insult me. I went on vacation this year for the first time in like a decade, so that's just good.
Yeah, see, but it's all good because it's like Chris and I are probably in the same boat, but for me it's about choice. Like, I don't like people. So the less I can interact with them, the better.
Okay, well, speaking of not liking people and going on vacation, Brookesie, we hear you went to Vegas.
I did. I was in Vegas for the weekend. We left on Friday, drove out to Vegas. It's from LA. It's actually a pretty pleasant drive. I think it took us about 4.5 hours. I had to, of course, drop Mookie off first at his babysitters for the weekend. If you don't know, my wonderful 1.5-year-old pug, who's the love of my life. Don't tell my boyfriend I said that. But yeah, it's a really pleasant drive. So it's like all desert the entire way. And then if you guys haven't done this drive before, which I'm assuming none of you guys have, and then all of a sudden you just hit the strip of Vegas and it is like bright lights and craziness and traffic and like, you just like know you're in Vegas. And you kind of are like come over a hill and come down and then you're like, there it is, there's Vegas. And it just like appears like a mirage in the desert out of nowhere. Um, so I went to see a Raiders game because, as you can see, my Raider Nation flag back here. I'm a big Raiders fan. Um,
Is that a
and that's
Rams? Is that also a
it,
Rams flag?
it is. Yes, it is. My boyfriend is a Rams fan, so I have to be fair, and I allowed him to put up a Rams
Just
flag.
making sure you weren't pulling a James here and
Oh
like
no.
trying to follow multiple teams.
Oh no. I've been a diehard Raiders fan since they were the LA Raiders and since Bo Jackson played for the LA Raiders. So that's like since the early 80s. Also since NWA used to rep the Raiders. Excuse me.
Jeez, old school.
Old school. Yes. And it's my birthday next weekend, so that's why we went to the game. So I am feeling the extra old in that old school phrase, Keith. So or Chris. So thank you. Um, so if you guys don't know, the Raiders just moved to Vegas 2 years ago. This is the first year that they have in-person games because of COVID last year, right? So um, it's a brand new stadium, and it's like possibly the most beautiful stadium I've ever been in here or I've ever been in. It's huge and it's all black, which is like super fitting for the Raiders. So it's this giant all black stadium. It's right before you get to the strip. So you like see this giant black stadium, and then right there, it's like right off the Las Vegas strip. So the game was on Sunday, obviously. They played the Washington football team. So there was a lot of controversy because, as you guys know, the Washington football team used to have another name, and now they go by the unnamed Washington football team. A lot of people were still wearing like the old school Redskins, uh, you know, jerseys
Merch,
and
yeah.
merch and all of that. So I don't know. I found that interesting, and I had some thoughts on like on that we can discuss if you guys want to. Um, but my even though the Raiders lost, the stadium, like my takeaway is just that the stadium was the best stadium I've ever been in, honestly. Like just the most amazing stadium. It was super rowdy because it was Raider Nation. And like I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it other than like it, I just keep saying it was the most amazing stadium. I mean, it was huge and it was so dynamic and it just like represented the Raiders. You know what I mean? Like, you go to stadiums and you see like you can tell that the stadium's like I'm trying to think
That's kind of like
what
Ralph Wilson Stadium is a giant folding chair that people jump on, right? So it represents the team. That's the Bills Stadium, by the way.
Okay. I was like, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, that to me was the most interesting part of it. Like, I've been to SoFi Stadium, brand new stadium as well. The Chargers play there as a home game. The Rams play there as their home. And like, you can tell it's split. You know what I mean? There, you don't feel like I'm at the Rams Stadium, where at Allegiant Stadium, I felt like I was at Raider Nation. Like, it just
Hmm.
fit Raider Nation.
Cool.
So here's a couple of my takeaways really quick. One is that you get there and they're like, download this app for your COVID to like put all your COVID compliance stuff on there. And I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, that makes sense, but would have been great to like know about that prior to the game, right? So I'm trying to download the app. It's not working. It's not working for me. It's not working for my boyfriend. It's not working for like the thousands of people that are outside the stadium doing this, waiting for the app to download because everybody's trying to download the app and you're in the middle of the desert. So then they're like, okay, go to this white tent over there. It'll take like 10 minutes. You just go through, you show your stuff, and then you get like a wristband to let you go in. That shit took like an hour. So I'm very glad that we were there like an hour and a half early because the line took like an hour because nobody could download the app. So then you
Hmm.
get there, and I just showed a picture of my card, and they were like, great, here's your wristband, go in. Like, you know what I mean? So like I could have been like Antonio Brown and showed a fake card or something. Like they were not checking anything. It was
Yeah,
like
but imagine how long it was if they're like trying to check some database of
right,
COVID
which is
shots.
way better, right? But I'm like they could have just done that in line. Like that was really
Right.
annoying. Put an extra hour on, but I just want to let you guys know, in front of us in line was Flavor Flav, and I got really excited about
What?
that. Yes. He
Damn.
didn't, he didn't have a clock around his neck, but he definitely had like a big chain with, whatever, like a big piece of
He's too old.
jewelry,
That's getting too heavy to carry around everywhere.
probably.
Oh,
Keith,
can't hear
I
you,
can't
Keith.
hear you.
Keith, you're on mute.
Did you say what's
Darn it.
up?
I want to
Oh,
know.
there he is. Yeah.
No, I
Did you
didn't know
say
what to do. I just got so excited. I'm like, that's Flavor Flav. That's Flavor Flav. And other people around me were like, oh my God, that's Flavor Flav. And then that was it. I know. I feel like I missed an opportunity to take a picture with Flavor Flav for
Yeah.
sure.
for the
Yeah.
culture,
So
yo?
I don't
For the
know. That's
culture.
for the culture.
You
I
could have
know.
been on his next dating show, right?
Definitely. No.
Flavor of
Oh my
Love. Come
God.
on.
Remember that show? God.
Yes.
Mm.
The thing I remember the most about that show is I was watching it one time, and then they had like all the women, and they're like gathered in the like entryway of the big mansion or whatever, and somebody, I don't remember what it was or who it was, but someone dropped a deuce, like one of the female
I think I
contestants.
remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like she
Oh,
couldn't hold it, but she didn't want to leave because they were filming, so she just like dropped a deuce right there.
oh goodness.
I just can't. I can't imagine that choice being the thing.
Yeah, I think on
I
that
really
note,
do
we
want to
were
stay on TV, but I want to be made fun of for the rest of my life while I do it.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep. So,
It's
anyways,
not
that's
bad
my
enough
favorite story.
you're known for chasing Flavor Flav.
I know. And let me tell you, Flavor Flav looked rough. Like he did not look like he aged well. And I know he's old, but he looked rough.
Yeah, you
Like
know
You
I'm
know
gonna
what it's
tag
like
him
carrying
in
all that
this
weight,
episode, right?
around your neck for like your entire life? He's probably like 3 inches shorter
Man,
Did
look,
his
every
spine?
year.
Yeah,
like I
was his
told you,
spine like this?
like I told you, he's done pretty well with the hand he was dealt, yo. Like he wasn't really
that's
dealt the
true.
winning hand. Yes, so
No, but
like,
he
yeah,
definitely done some
he
things
might look a
for it.
little bit rough right now, but like the very fact that you even know him as a celebrity right now is a
True.
testament.
Yeah,
Right?
It's a testament.
exactly.
That's true. That is true. But yeah, so that's my Raiders story. Hopefully Flavor Flav is a Raiders fan as well. Um, But yeah, that's our Raiders story. We went great time. If you ever get a chance, go to Allegiant Stadium. You don't even have to check out a Raiders game. You can check out whatever it is, whatever game or
No,
uh
but nobody else really wants to watch a Raiders game, especially when they lose to the Redskins. Come
I
on.
know. I know. I know. It was bad. It was not. But that's all right because I was with my people, my Raider Nation.
Right. All right. Well,
Yeah.
Mm.
we are happy you had a good time and are back
Moral
with us.
victories.
Moral victory.
But you
Moral
didn't
victory of,
gamble. I would have told you put $50 on black for me.
So, okay. So here's my
uh-oh.
gambling story. I got really excited to gamble and I was like, I can do this. First of all, I haven't been to Vegas since New Year's 99.
Damn.
We went in college. That was the last time I went to Vegas. We tried to get in. Prince was having a big concert, obviously. We tried to get in, could not.
You should have said, I know Flavor Flav.
I know, right?
We went
Hindsight.
to the Raiders game together.
Sorry.
It's been a minute since I've been to Vegas. And that was the last time I gambled. So I was like, great, I'm gonna gamble. I'm like all excited about this. And I get up to one of our friends said, go to like do craps. That's the easiest thing to play. So we get up to the craps table and I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. There are so many numbers on the board. There's so many different positions. People are just like throwing dice. I don't know. I have no idea what's happening. And so I just watched for a while and then we Googled how to play craps and like learned a little bit more, but I ended up mostly watching. Then I was like, I know how to play blackjack, right? That's easy. I can play blackjack. So went over to the blackjack table, was like, Nope, can't get my nerve up to sit down either and play. So I sat down at the 25-cent slot machines
There you go.
and put in
Worst
like
odds in
$5.
Vegas.
I know. Put in $5 and just had a lot of fun, like
Yeah,
pulling the
but
little thing down, the little lever down. And I put in $5. I was up like whatever it was at one point. And then went back down and then decided at like $9.25 I was up enough. I was going to cash out. That is my big gambling story for the
that's it.
weekend.
You sit there at the nickel and quarter slots, and you get all the free drinks, and
Yeah.
you have a good time, right?
I mean, that was the most fun to me. I just like I don't know, I couldn't bring myself to sit at a table or stand at a table. It was
Because
like,
people will judge you if you're sitting at a table. Like, you should know what you're doing if you sit down at a
right,
table, right? Yeah.
right. It was too overwhelming. Also, here's
She
the other
she'd be
thing.
she'd be one of those that hit on a 17 in blackjack.
No, I know how to play poker and blackjack. I
Oh,
just
nice.
couldn't sit down and do it. I don't know. I also
Uh,
wanted to play roulette. I thought that would be a lot of fun. I kept calling it Russian roulette, totally different game. But
Dude,
I
that's
was
not the game.
you're in the
That's
wrong.
the wrong one in
Yeah,
Vegas.
you're in the wrong
totally
side of
different game.
Vegas for that one.
But I'm
Yeah.
sure you could make quite a bit of money on that if you made it out.
Wow.
Just get
But-
Alec Baldwin to play with you.
Oh,
Oh.
All right,
Oh.
too soon.
Too soon.
Too
Too soon, bro.
soon.
Too soon. Too soon.
Wow. But I don't know. I just couldn't bring myself to like do it. I don't know if it was like I was too nervous. It mostly felt like that if I didn't know how to play, I shouldn't be sitting down because I'm just going to lose money. Like I might as well just throw money down and walk away. But if I knew how to play, I felt like everybody else was so much better that again, there was just no point. And I don't know. But here's the other thing I want to say about Vegas. Two things. One is that everybody smokes inside. I forgot that that's still a thing that everyone can do that. It is disgusting. Like it's been 15 years since I've been in a place where like you just are engulfed in cigarette smoke. I mean, it was disgusting.
Yeah, that would
Um,
be every restaurant
I love
back room I
casinos
ever
for
worked
that,
in.
actually.
Jeez.
do
And most
you?
of them have non-smoking areas now. So
Not in Vegas. At least I didn't see any. They may have pretended like it, but everybody was smoking everywhere. Like you just were sitting at a slot machine and everybody else around you, there was cigarettes, like ashtrays, cigarettes, everybody smoking, blow like, and it's like a lot of the slot machines are like the old ladies, like chain smoking and just like
mhm.
playing their slots. Like, oh, so this is the other thing I was going to say, which is there were definitely signs when you walk into the casino, like, wear a mask, use hand sanitizer, but like maybe 35% of the people were actually complying with COVID protocol. The employees were, but as far as like the people in the casinos, nobody was wearing a mask.
I'm pretty sure the lung cancer keeps the COVID at bay.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Thank you for
it just
clarifying.
fights it right off. Says, I'm gonna take this body. Mine.
Yep. I also saw, and I know this is not surprising, but it did shock me for the first couple of hours, a lot of topless women walking around the strip.
Nice.
And I know. And like, it's like, because they're like, oh, come take a picture with us, right? It's like a thing. They have like all these like feathers and stuff on them, but they're like, and so they're always in groups of two. I was always looking around. I'm like, their pimp has to be somewhere around here. Like a lot of naked women, they're like, welcome to Titty City, take a picture with us. And I was
So,
like,
are you gonna show us the pictures that you took
I
with them?
did not take any pictures with the naked women. I'm like no fun. I don't gamble. I don't drink. I don't take pictures with naked women. Don't take me to
Oh
Vegas.
my gosh.
How are you
you're
a
such
Raiders fan?
square for having so many tattoos.
I swear. I know.
All right. Well, thank you for those wonderful stories, Brookesie. We're going to take a 2-minute break here, and when we come back, we've got 2 topics tonight. We're going to talk about Wheel of Time on Amazon, and we're going to talk about Arcane on Netflix. We'll be right back. And we are back. Hello, everybody. And we're going to be talking about Wheel of Time, Wheel of Time is the 2021 Amazon Plus series based on a book series by Robert Jordan, which looks like it started out in 1990. Has 15 books to its name. The series is showrunner Rafi Junkins and quite a lot of writers and quite a lot of directors. I'm not going to go through. Major star is Rosamund Pike. So that's about it. Everybody else was pretty no name to me when I was looking through the list. This is a high fantasy action adventure drama series, and it's supposed to be 9 episodes. I have personally gotten through 4. I think only 6 have been released. How
I
many
think
episodes?
six was out this week, I think, so I haven't even seen it. I'm on 4 as well, so I've
Okay,
seen 4.
Keith, how many have you seen?
Wheel of Time, all 4.
So we're going to talk about Wheel of Time. Like I said, it's a high fantasy series. This is a world where women are magic, but a few guys happen to have the ability to be magical too. I'm gonna I'm gonna be completely honest with this series, as I did not understand a lot of this, what was going on. There seemed to be a return of the Dragon King or something like that that everybody was worried about. Might be a good thing, might be a bad thing, and they were good
Not
guys after
Dragon
the
King, just Dragon.
just Dragon. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
then they like collected a bunch of 20 somethings, basically Archie, Jughead, and the band, and they grabbed them out of a town because they might be the dragon because nobody knows who it is.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
You've heard of this. You've seen this, right? You know what that is.
It is unavoidable. It is your destiny.
Is this not why you are here?
Do or do not. There is no try.
Knock that shit off.
And maybe near episode 4 they might have discovered possibly who it might be, and it's nobody they thought it was, of course. So I don't know. Maybe Keith, you can explain to me what the hell I was watching, because for some reason I was completely lost. And I understand fantasy series love to have weird ass names. Everybody has to have a weird ass name. They have to have weird ass history names. They have to throw names of wars at you. It's nothing easy like Clone Wars. It's always like the Dragon Wars of the Mid East conflict or something. So Keith, can you tell me what I was watching?
Okay. In a nutshell, what the series is about is like this prophecy about the dragon reappearing or coming back. Now, what the dragon is this like powerful human who can tap into the magic stream better than any, like more powerful whatever than everybody else who can use magic. And like it's just a power. It can go for good, or it can go towards the good or towards the evil. I mean, towards the evil, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the thing is that I guess I don't know if it's because of the influences or what have you, but like there's two parties trying to look for whoever they feel like the reincarnation, this next dragon, is going to be. Now, the prophecy says something about a certain amount of years, this, that, and the other, so that they've determined that it's like it has to be like some people within whatever age range, and I think it's like 2024 now, whatever. So the quest is on to find these
Mm-hmm.
individuals. One of the groups looking for it is the women who can control magic. They are looking for the dragon to make sure, because if the dragon goes bad, like it's major destruction or something like that for humanity. Some really gnarly, not good stuff. So um their whole organization is dedicated to finding this dragon. So now the time has come. Like they think, like they've zeroed in like the dragons should be coming of age. So now it's you have to find the dragon before they come into themselves by themselves. You want to they're trying to influence or be like have the dragon be under their influence. So they zero in on this town, this group of friends, I would call them, but whatever, in this town. They're all about, I guess, in the same age group. But yeah, so they zero in on them, but at the same time that they zero in on them, the the bad guys who are also looking for the dragon zero in on them, and they send in these like they're called wargs or something like that, and
Like
like
werewolf things, yeah.
no the war nah not wargs warg locks
Yeah,
or
again, a very weird name. I don't know. They were like
weird name,
werewolf.
but great animation though. Like great, like I like the
The
costumes.
costumes,
I
yeah.
like
It's pretty cool.
it was to me the whole thing was like Game of Thrones meets Lord of the Rings. I liked it from end to end. There is nothing about it I dislike. I'd like to see more extravagant stuff being done with the magic, but beyond that, like yeah. I really like how it's shot, the bigness of it. I love the
Mhm.
storyline. I think it's moving along. It was moving along fairly slowly, and I even appreciate that because they were adding a lot of actual detail and color to what I'm assuming is going to be an even more I'm feeling now with these episodes the kind of like the uptick in the arc and the energy or whatever. So like I like I really like what's going on now, and I think like yeah, I think people should watch it. It's nice, good, good
All
TV.
right. Mike, what did you think of the first four
Yeah,
episodes?
yeah. I mean, it's not bad so far. It's great production value. It's really nice to look at. I like Rosamund Pike. She's great. Uh, I like the only thing that bugged me was like this first four episodes was just like a lot of walking, just them walking, going somewhere, and then they split up, and then it's like,
Thank you, J.R. No, yeah,
yeah, Tolkien,
our Tolkien for introducing walking to us
right,
over and
and
over
then
and over again.
so it'd be nice. I imagine like 5 and 6. Hopefully, they'll get back together and actually get to their destination where they're going, and we'll see what's going on. I like the whole thing with the witch hunters and and the different, you know, different armies and things like that. So I mean, I don't know much about this series, so I'm learning as I watch. So,
Mhm.
but so far, so good.
Yeah, I'm a huge fantasy nerd for movies and stuff, and it was okay. A lot of it was
Mm.
okay. Like you said, the production value is good. The costumes all work. It's shot very well. I didn't feel like I was getting to know most of the characters. Like maybe by episode 4, I was kind of getting to know the Archie dude, the redheaded guy. Like I just didn't feel like I was really invested so far in any of them. You know, I kind of like the one lady, and she was like, "I'm gonna protect this town," and then she gets dragged out of town, not protecting anything, and it was just like, okay, like, but she survived. She did her thing. I don't know. I just didn't feel like the characters were really front and center. You know, everything else was kind of working okay. The storyline was fine, but it was, I don't know, they brought in a lot of, like I said, they brought in a lot of weird names. So you got the weird gypsy people, you got the priests and those whole group. You got that little small town where the bartender, she starts spouting off about the history of the dragon and stuff like that and why she has to
Hmm.
stop him. Then you have the big army, and you got the, what's his name, the guy who looks like the Lord of the Rings, the riders.
Who's that?
He was leading the warg army. What was
Uh,
the guy with no eyes
Oh
in the
yeah,
mouth? They
yeah.
wouldn't cross the river.
He looked like a Death
I
Knight.
don't know. There's just a I
Yeah.
just feel like every time I watch a series like this, I just need a glossary. You know, and
Right.
I should be able to download a glossary for the thing so I can go, oh, okay, I see. So that's all I asked for. Something to help me out. Weird names, or just use regular names. Just call people Paul and Sharon and Doug or something. You know, something make it easy.
Or you could just pay
Yeah.
attention.
No. My phone. I need to be looking at this 24/7. How else am I supposed to, you know,
It's like
make
they
good
do a
fantasy
very good
picks?
job of establishing whose name is whose. just say
You're
you're
saying I
lazy,
don't have
Chris.
my my ADHD's acting up, I guess. It's okay. It's okay. Magic is kind of slow acting in this universe. Like she really has to build up that magic and wait till everybody's kind of standing in front of her.
Hey, it's not M
Now
Night
you over
Shyamalan
here.
Airbender, so I'll
It
take
was
it.
pretty close to that. Like my favorite shot is she's standing there, she's doing her whirly thing, and then her
Yeah,
swordsman is like taking out 20 of these things, walking around her. I'm like, just get 10 of those guys.
I
Those
like the
guys are
swordsman bodyguard. By the way, he's really cool.
he was cool. He was
Yeah,
cool. He was doing his job, and then
right.
interesting use of that relationship though of that group of women magic users and their male swordsman bodyguard group. That was different. I hadn't seen something like that
Mm,
before in the
yeah.
fantasy series. The way they
I feel
used
like
that.
there's metaphor
So
and
that
stuff involved, but
yeah I'm or it was just everybody was getting it on like this that first two episodes. Shit, I didn't know anybody's name, but I knew who they were screwing.
that was hot, is what it
I
was.
guess so. That's what they showed first.
Right.
That's what they wanted me to know. All right. So, are you guys going to
That they
continue
share a
watching?
very intimate
Oh
relationship.
yeah, yeah. I'll at least give it a season, right? Let's see.
Give it a shot.
Yeah, because as it's a new thing, it takes a while to build everything, right?
Not all
So
shows, just this one.
no, I know. Like I think Game of Thrones was pretty slow in the first season too, until the end of the first season, right?
No, you're right. Fantasy series, just like like the heavy duty sci-fi series. I mean, if
It
we
gives
watched
me Game of
Foundation,
Thrones
it was
vibes.
like
Yeah,
the same
exactly.
thing. Yeah, that shit. It takes you a while to get into the universe and kind of get acquainted. I'll
Hmm.
give it the season, give it a shot.
Yeah.
I was hoping to be a little bit more excited by it, but that's just me.
Who
So
knows? Because Foundation started really slow too, and then it just kind of picked up, right? So
yeah, but I really felt like some of the acting was really blowing up. Like Lee Pace was really keeping me interested in
yeah,
Foundation.
there's a difference there, right?
Like
Hmm.
I don't see that Lee Pace guy. That priest dude was interesting, but he had like 10 seconds of screen time.
Yeah.
Mm.
So all right, well everybody take a look. Tell us what you think. Come onto the social medias, and tell us what you think of Wheel of Time on Amazon. All right, so that's our quick review of the first couple of episodes. We are going to go on a quick break, and we'll be back, and we'll be going to talk about Arcane finally with somebody else on Netflix.
Never
So
heard
be
of
right
it.
back. Yep. All right, welcome back, everybody, and we are finally got someone else to talk with me about Arcane, which is the animated series on Netflix, 2021, produced by Riot Games. It's their first in what's supposed to be a series of animated and live action entertainment that they're producing based on the universe of their game, the League of Legends Runeterra universe. This was animated by Forage Studio, which is a French studio. Did a wonderful job, of course. And if you want to hear my non-spoiler review, I did a video. Unfortunately, I was very up very late doing it, so I'm a little quiet. Not very exciting to talk to you. But if you wonder what I thought about it, non-spoiler wise, Mike will put a little link up in our little video, please. Thank you, Mike. All right. But Keith, you did watch it, right? Did you watch all of it?
I think I'm up to episode 7.
All
Same
right.
here, actually. Yeah, same here.
Oh, Mike watched it.
Yeah, of course I watched it. It was on the schedule for today.
Did. All
Why,
right.
why
So
wouldn't I watch it?
that's all I had to do to force you to watch it, was throw it on the schedule. So this is an interesting story. I thought it was a fabulous story of a city, the city of Piltover, which has a set of slums or undercity, which is which has a group attempting to become an independent city. And there was a war, or at least a battle, and it created a lot of problems between the two cities. And this is a story of Vi and Powder and their lives following the loss of their parents and the transition of Powder into Jinx as after the loss of her family. This is a 9-episode series. Just came out a couple of weeks ago. All 9 episodes are out. I have watched all 9 episodes 5 times, I think. But we will only go up to episode 7 because that's where you guys talked about. Listen, I have not watched anything else this much except for maybe Batman 1989. Like, that's the only other
Yeah,
thing
but
I
it's
can
only
think
been
of.
out for like 3 weeks.
That's true.
Like,
The other one's been out for 20 some odd years. 30 years. 30 some odd years.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
You've heard of this. You've seen this, right? You know what that is.
It is unavoidable. It is your destiny.
Is this not why you are here?
Do or do not. There is no choice.
Knock that shit off.
All right, so let's talk about some of these characters. Actually, before that, I'm gonna ask you guys what you thought of the series so far. These first 7 episodes that you've watched. Mike, I'm gonna let you go first.
Yeah, overall, I think it's pretty good. It's just, it's not living up to your hype for me, though. Like, a lot of it's kind of, because, you know why? Because I'm not hooked on these characters. They don't really do anything for me. You have the thieves who are stealing, not because they have to really, just because they want to. And then you have the scientists who just want to do things and disregard protocols. So, like, I don't feel sorry for anybody, really. So they're not hooking me. I agree with you. With the animation is beautiful, and the movements and the storyline's okay. So I'm not up there with you, but I'm not. It's not a D for doo-doo for me on this one. So, yeah, but we'll talk grades later. But yeah, like it's definitely upper tier for sure. But probably when I've finished the last 2 episodes, that may change. So who knows?
All right, Keith, what do you think?
I'm gonna have to actually mirror Mike's comments a little bit. And maybe it's possible, like, I think I just finished episode 7, so maybe maybe those last 2 episodes provide a little bit more, whatever. But where I love the animation and like the animation is done in such a way that I start to forget that that the characters are cartoons, like, so I enjoy that. But with the story is okay, but I don't feel like I am attached really to any of the characters in a, like, I'm not compelled to, like, to feel anything for any of the characters yet. And I think that's a problem. Like, it's or not necessarily a problem. It's a little bit dramatic, but like
Like,
that's
to
the
me, it
one thing. That's the one
just
thing
makes it a
that's
little lacking, right?
yeah.
Mm.
There's a little something that's the little something that isn't there, but to me, different than Mike. Like, I think everything else is superb. Like the animation and even like I would say like maybe okay the general arc of the storyline whatever, but inside of the storyline the conversations the characters like I follow it like it's live action playing it out and I like that like there's like little mannerisms and little things that the characters are doing that look kind of like human for real like it
Hmm.
looks non-animated like why would a cartoon but it's I enjoy it I definitely like it.
So this is gonna. I'm out in an island here because by the end of the first episode, I was completely invested, and by episode 3, I was all in on this series. And like I said, I've watched it multiple times. So like, we'll start quickly with the animation, so just everybody knows. So basically, think of an oil painting and just let it move. Like they created a style that's specifically to the universe that they wanted to create. But instead of your average animation budget, which a lot of animation and how good it is comes down to budget and how much time the animators have to work on it. Um, and this had 6 years of production time, and nobody knows the budget, but assuming it's probably in the range of a major motion picture, $100 to $200 million, like your major Marvel movies would be a good estimate. And so what's really got to me about the animation was, number one, all of the characters are very well not only designed, but they look real. They have all different noses. They have, like Keith said, they have mannerisms. They have ways they run is different than each other. They have ticks.
Yeah,
The way
everybody's
they talk.
unique. I do like
Mm-hmm.
that everyone's unique. Yeah. It's not
It's
like
not.
they took a template of 4 characters and applied it. I like how some cheap anime do. They
Mm-hmm.
take 4 characters and apply it to everyone in the show, right?
Right. It's
So
like that's the girl with the pink hair, and that's the
yeah,
girl with the orange hair, and they're very different. Don't worry.
exactly. Yeah.
No. The animated characters, there's acting there. You get looks that change throughout an emotional range. They have little things that happen. Their eyes flutter. They breathe. They get tired in a fight. Like the whole shebang. So animation top notch, A+ across the board. As for the story, which you guys seem to be disagreeing with me on the most, is I was really invested. Like that first like 2-minute opening scene on the bridge where you see the aftermath of this battle. Did you guys what did you guys think of that? Did you get the story out of what you thought was happening off of that aftermath?
Did I get the story?
Did you feel like the world was heading somewhere? Like, did you understand that there was a
Yeah, I felt like
mother?
it wasn't good, and like whatever was coming after was going to be equally, if not worse, as what I'm saying. Like it wasn't like it was foretelling of something not good. Like whatever's coming next is definitely not going to be pleasant. I felt.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
I thought it was fine. Yeah.
like it didn't make you interested in going, what the hell happened? Who are these people? This guy's literally just beating the shit out of people with these giant metal gauntlets. Like there's no. Okay. All
Well,
right.
yeah,
What
I
about?
I
mean,
mean,
yeah,
obviously you're
yeah,
curious, but you
obviously you
figure,
want to know. You
yeah,
yeah,
but you
but it's
figure
kind of
it's
like
going to be
you
explained
assume like
anyway,
that's
right?
going to be
Yeah,
explained. Like
right. So,
Okay. What about? So for me, I thought let's talk about the character of Jinx, who's pretty much the main um the main character in the sense that everything that happens in the world is basically comes out of her actions. Like she is the domino that starts this whole event from happening. What I really loved about this character was they really invested in her mental problems, and they showed you the trauma that stacked on top of itself and then went from one character turned into a different character. So by episode 4, you're introduced to Jinx. Spoilers, everybody. Whereas episode 1, you see she's a little, I don't know, 6-year-old, 7-year-old girl named Powder, and then she goes through this horrible series of traumatic events. Some of it caused by on her own hand, a lot of it caused by her own hand.
Yeah, most of it.
And
Dude, she went through trauma.
yeah, no, she did. And so in media, we have a lot of crazy characters. We have a lot of Harley Quinns and Jokers running around all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But they never really feel explored. They're just like stuck in a world and they say, oh my God, they fell in a vat of chemicals. Crazy. Like this actually felt like they were doing something with a character to give them history, reason, and purpose to why they're bugged out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did you guys feel that in that character, or do you think it
I
missed?
definitely felt that about her because, like, I totally on how they build it and the story that they set behind her specifically and around her and how her character was acting and just the little bits of trauma that character was going through, like that we saw at that point where that breakdown that she like that breakdown that she was having when yeah like she thought she did everything wrong and and what you call is yelling at her and this that and she leaves her, like you could see her turning into Harley Quinn. Like that's the only way she's gonna be able to that's what like she looked like she was about to like she's gonna break. Like her psyche is gonna break. And that's what to me happened to
Right.
create
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the way they developed her for sure. The one thing that bugged me when it comes to animation is I didn't need all the flashy whenever she went psycho. Like you could tell I know what they're trying to do, but I didn't need it personally. Like I could tell she was going psycho. I could tell by her mannerisms and her actions, but I didn't need all the all the time. You know which parts I'm talking about, right?
I
Whenever
know
she was
exactly
having a
what you're
break.
talking about, and
Yeah.
I disagree because I think that's something animation can give that you don't, and you rarely, if at all, can get in live action. So,
True, but personally, I didn't need it. I found it distracting, actually. So,
uh, okay, so do you guys in that little
hmm
opening we talked about before? Do you
yeah,
remember that the first dead body you saw, they got that scribbles, right? That shit appeared. You
okay.
remember that?
No, I'll take your word for it, though.
Okay.
I've only seen it once.
All right. So if you watch, basically you see that this kid
hmm
was already starting to have some mental breaks, and they do
Okay,
that by showing you these little visuals all the
yeah,
way through. So all of her little this kid creates nail bombs for people. Like that's not normal, and she's very happy to throw them at people. Whether they
yeah.
work or not, that's a completely different thing. Um, but you can see her little breaks when she gets left behind before she ever blows everybody up and has the big brawl all out with her sister. She's
hmm
about to friggin' blow herself up when they leave her in by herself. She's freaking out.
Right.
So so like this creation isn't just so this one event created this kid. It didn't. Like you can see her from the first moment in the show. They're giving you little visual elements to show you something's wrong, and she's not completely stable. And then they destabilize her and destabilize her and destabilize her until she literally kills her entire family. And then
Okay,
and
so
then
let me
hey,
say then.
she's broken.
So let me say, okay, I understand the need for it. Maybe I found it was too much, like every time. Like I don't think it was necessary every time for the story. Maybe that's why I
Mm.
find sometimes it was just distracting from what was happening, right?
more efficient use of it.
Yeah, something.
I think
It's
that's
not that I didn't like it.
yeah.
I just thought, yeah, maybe too
No, I
much of
get
it, right?
that. It's
Hmm.
it's a design. It's when you watch a lot of animation, design choices are made. So you guys watched some anime. I don't know if you've watched more modern anime where you'll get the characters will suddenly change into their chibi look when they're embarrassed or
Right.
they're
Yeah.
crying, and you got that,
Yeah.
and they completely change the animation style to portray a specific emotion from a character. It's supposed to usually be
In a
used in a
split
funny
second.
way. Right. So this they chose to, hey, whenever she has any kind of mental lapse, we are going to do this. It's just a design choice. So unfortunately you can say you don't like it, it doesn't work for you. I mean, that's just, as a viewer, that's what we get to do. They actually put up one of those warnings that said photo, well, I don't
Right.
know what the
Light
word is.
sensitivity. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Mhm.
photosensitivity, because it gets a bit much, and at some point it takes up the entire screen. But it's it's there for a reason. It's what they decided to show. All right,
Yeah.
so I could talk about the Undercity all day. We could talk about Silco and Vi, and I love those characters. Let's.
Hmm.
I'm gonna get your opinions if we go up to Piltover, over to the city of money and politics and progress. What did you guys think of how they were building there? Did you guys find any interest in the main characters, Jace and Victor, maybe the city council, Mel, or Vi's future girlfriend, Kate? What did you guys think of any of that? What was going on over there? Did you find any interest there?
Yeah,
Um,
I like Jace. I mean, I thought he was cool. Like from that beginning scene where him and his mom got transported. So I understand what he's trying to do. Bring magic into the world, right? So
And
I thought that
Heimerdinger
whole. Hmm. Yeah,
and
and the little
Heimerdinger.
dog guy, right? So, um, he was all right. I don't like you don't see too much of what's his name, Victor, right?
Victor's the skinny guy.
Yeah.
So his bro is a partner, brother, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so where I'm at, he's pretty much dying. So,
Hmm. Yeah, his story will pick up heavily following
mm,
that. You did
yeah,
you
we got
just
to the
get
part where he was able to merge the organics with the magic part, right? So,
right? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. His part of the story is picking up.
Okay.
All right, Keith, did you find any interest in the politics of Piltover and how they were trying to rule the Undercity or not let go of the Undercity? Um, some people fighting for magic, some people fighting against it. Push and pull.
well,
Anything interesting?
eh, I mean, to me, there was a lot of parallels to me to like just like how our political systems are operating right now. There's definitely a very big correlation or theoretical one. I think that one could make. Uh, Now, but the power dynamics, the things that are going on to me though are, or at least the dynamics and the politics of what is going on there. It hasn't caught me as as supremely believable, if that's the word. Like to me, they're arguing it's not compelling. It's not compelling like what they like. I would think that they would be more for what's going on, and it like if it was for real, like there'd be more interest in, like, I feel like exploring this hex tech and like really kind of like harnessing it, or like I feel like there'd be less pushback on the other side, is what I feel like, if we discovered magic.
Okay. So, did you guys understand Heimerdinger's, so the dog guys position. So you've only seen it in like 2 flashbacks. He's only mentioned it twice. In that there was a war with magic several hundred years prior to the events here, and
Right.
they basically destroyed the world with it. And so Heimerdinger that's what his position has been. That's why he was trying to remove Jace's experimentation altogether, and being the head
Yeah.
of the council, basically just tried to shove it all under the rug. So it's kind of part of the issue is Heimerdinger is scared of magic actually being used. He doesn't trust the use of magic at all. Whereas the other people in the council, who are basically background characters for the most part, minus say Mel, um, they're just kind of puppets in this. Have you guys gotten to the part where Jace makes deals? Like he does the whole handshake thing with um, all the different
Mm.
council members at the concert.
I don't remember a concert. I remember like a dinner party or something.
Okay, so you haven't got to the con. Basically,
Okay.
it's the idea that Jace is kind of being pushed around by Mel, um, and she is basically running the council for her own. Do you guys notice her basically political movement on the whole council?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hmm.
How she gave the one guy, the old guy, she gave him a kid's toy, told him it was for geniuses,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know she's pretty suave. So.
and how she's she basically took Jace under her wing and said, "Oh, this is a way to get under past the Heimerdinger." You know, her character I found really interesting in the way they had her move different pieces around in the political entry to get what she wants.
Hmm.
But I felt like the council itself, part of the reason this whole Piltover versus Zahn thing is going on, and they don't say it specifically, but it seems to be that the council just doesn't care, and they're all corrupt. They all just want their wine from here and this from there, and special treatment, and they're living in luxury. It's kind of
Right.
very much 1% government, like Keith said. It's very much like the real world in that they don't give a shit. They're not trying to help the Undercity. They're not trying to answer the drug problems that are going on. They don't care if something happens, they just send in the police to go and stomp on somebody and make everybody feel safe. So I think there was some really good political messaging in there in the way that they're handling the council. But again, it's like episode 7 and 8 and 9. You don't get too much, but there's a little bit more there. But I think there's,
Okay.
for me, the interesting in how much that council was ignorant, not ignorant, but purposefully ignorant of what was going on and what they were worried about.
Hmm.
I just found that
Yeah.
interesting.
All right.
All right. Well, I know you guys only get up to episode 7. Why don't you can you give me like a where you're thinking your grade's heading? Like if it's
Hmm.
a C and you think maybe it's heading up, or if it's a B and you think it's going down. What did you guys think? Where you're heading with the grades?
Mine is mine is an A minus on its way to A.
Okay, great.
So I think for me right now, I'm probably at a B minus. It'll probably go up a little bit. So.
And I actually would like to talk to you guys. We'll probably just talk on chat about the finale because
Mm,
I think I'd like to
mm,
compare it to a few things for that it's better than a few things that we've seen recently that tried to do something similar. I'll put it that way. And anybody who watched my review knows I gave it an A plus. It is my only A plus of the year, my only one. I think Shang-Chi might have my highest grade otherwise.
You know, I still
Maybe
haven't seen it.
it's on Disney Plus for free now.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it came.
then I gotta
yep.
It just
see it.
came out like a few weeks ago, so you can actually watch it whenever you feel like. Give your grade.
Yeah, I think I like that one. So.
So yeah, if anybody wants to talk about it more, contact me. Let me know. I will sit down. I will talk about. I want to talk about this thing forever. Um, but that's it.
It is
We can't
it is a great show.
help it when something
Yeah.
connects with us for some reason. We don't know what it will be. Some people, I see them online just living in Star Wars for 20 years, which I didn't understand. You know, it's just that kind of thing. You know, Brookesie with Fast and Furious. It just connects with you for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. Anything doesn't anything. And I can't wait for season 2. All right.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. That's it for the night. Mike, where can people find us and where they can offer to talk to Arcane with me?
You can fax us at, or if you don't have a fax machine for some strange reason, we're on that thing called the internet at Hero Speak on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell in the corner. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you think, and we'll most likely respond.
We'll try. We have
Yeah,
nothing else to do.
yeah.
You can tell I've got like 75 animated features on my list. Like I can do it. I can respond.
Look, I can tell you if you leave a comment about Arcane, Chris will definitely get back to you.
I will. I will definitely. You know, all ships are welcome here. Whatever you want, whatever you like. And let me tell you, Twitter has lit up with the ships of Arcane. It is crazy. I have not seen this since Last Jedi was the last big shipping plane I saw. Pretty crazy.
Hmm.
Look at this. I've got massive number of responses already. Wonderful. People. All right. We'll see everybody next week. See you later.
Good night.